Are you a lifelong fan of General Hospital?
Are you a new fan who wants to know more about the history of the show?
Do you enjoy talking about the show with others?
Do you find yourself yelling at the TV?
Is your self-care an hour a day in Port Charles?
If so, we invite you to join hosts
Amanda Kimmel
and Shannon Coach at the place where all the hidden conversations take place and secrets are revealed.
Meet us at Pier 54,
a General Hospital fan podcast. Hello!
Hi!
Welcome to the Port Charles 411. I am so glad that we are now back to Fan Spotlights.
So much fun. I feel like an hour is not enough time, though. We just keep talking and talking and talking. It's like, here's our 5-part series with this fan.
Well, so I think that this one might actually wind up being a 2-parter because it's been almost 2 hours that we were talking. So you've heard us read her emails multiple times over the past year or so. Kim Hudson has been super, super patient about being a fan spotlight. And I don't really feel like there's much to, I don't feel like there's much to say just to get started. It's just good conversation from the start.
Right.
So just enjoy our chat with Kim Hudson.
Okay.
Hey, Kim, you there?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
How are you?
Working. Oh, that's amazing. Thank God my husband works from home. I was like, I think the video part works, but I don't know about the talking part. And he's like, well, you can test it. And I was like, oh, okay.
I forget about that sometimes, so don't worry about that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not, this is not a thing I do in my normal day. So
yeah, I do it a lot. Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I'm probably warmer than you guys. I think it's a warm and sunny 35 right now in South Carolina.
That's like bikini weather.
I know.
I know.
Well, I mean, if you're on General Hospital and you're Emma, I guess it might be.
Right.
Well, according to my app, right now it's 31, but feels like 27.
Oh,
which is much warmer than yesterday. We barely made it above 0. So,
oh my God! Here this is very cold for us. And my son plays baseball, and he's been coming home earlier and earlier from practices because the coaches are like, it's too cold for these kids. And I was like, I bet there's kids in colder places practicing outside, but that's okay. We'll take
yeah.
it.
I have a friend in Texas that she was sharing. I'm not ready for this frost spell, or it's such frosty weather, and it's like 50 degrees today, tomorrow, and then I think Friday it's going to be 25. I was like, girl, I'm like, no, we're going to be in negative double digits this weekend. So
no, we're not. That's my husband came home from taking our son to school and put his bathrobe back on over his clothes. It's like, are you cold? He's like, yes, it's too cold. Oh. I lost sound. Oh, there we are. Okay.
No. Okay. So do you just want to introduce yourself?
Sure.
Say your name. So we're, here with Kim. Tell us a little bit more about your background. I feel bad because when you wrote in, it was a while ago. And I will tell you what your write-in summary was. And this is how long it took us to get to our fan spotlight submissions. Started watching because my mom watched, younger than I can remember, in the late 70s. Was watching on my own during the Asian Quarter, the Aztec Princess. I thought I stopped watching in college, but I must have been because I remember Carly in Rick's Panic Room. Definitely stopped watching once I finished college and got a grown-up job in the early 2000s, but started again last spring when I got hooked on this podcast. Aww!
Yeah.
Aww.
Yep. So the story with
Ava
that...
Dante... Oh, sorry. No, I was going to say, I'm like, it's this last line that tells us exactly how long it took us to get to our emails for the fan spotlights. Love Ava, Dante, and Anna. Whiny Nina makes me crazy, but excited for vengeful Nina. And so excited to see what mayhem Esme might unleash.
Oh, that's such a bummer. That when she came into the dream sequence, I was like, oh, cool, now I know this is a dream. But I hope this is like a teaser that she might come back because she was so much fun and so, oh, well. So yeah, my name's Kim. I live in South Carolina. I live in a little city outside of Charleston and lived here for years. I'm married. I have a son who's in 11th grade, and up until last spring, I was homeschooling him. And then he was accepted into a high school college hybrid thing at our local tech college. So now he's there and he put me out of a job. So now I volunteer at the animal shelter and sometimes at his school and drive him around places and, grocery shop, laundry, all the fun stuff that I hate saying the word housewife, but that's kind of the truth. So that's what it is. I like it. I'm having a good time. Yeah. It's better than, sitting in traffic every day and having a boss. So
exactly. No matter what name you put on it, it is the most valuable job in the entire world. So
it is. And people are always like, oh, are you going to get bored now that you're just, I was like, I don't understand how there's so much to do. There's shopping and cooking and cleaning, and someone always has to go to the doctor or the vet, or a parent. We have older parents who live near us, and one of them always has to go to the doctor, or somebody doesn't understand how their computer works, and we have to go over there and help them with a printer. I never get bored. And then also there's so much, I don't want to shout out any channels, but there's so many YouTube old General Hospital things, and I was like, I could just do this all day. Like
we are trying to do this all day. I mean, I love my job and I love everything else that I do too, but
oh yeah, I mean, I every once in a while I'll listen, I'll be like, I wonder if there's like a really, really wealthy person listening who could just be their patron and just pay them to do this. I'm sure you think that too.
That would be beautiful.
We need a sugar sponsor. The just only benefit they get from us is listening to our podcast.
Right. Watching old General Hospitals, doing the podcast, interviewing people from the show. That's
exactly.
Who wouldn't want to pay for that? I mean, there's some people spend their money on the stupidest things. That would be really smart. That would be a good investment.
Exactly. Yeah, so I started to commute like an hour and a half each way every day. And when I stopped doing that, I was like, oh my gosh, I've wasted so much of my life. And but that's how I got into podcasts and audiobooks. So, I mean, it's worked out a little bit, but
it was probably good training for doing your own podcast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's funny. A podcast is what actually brought me here. There's a podcast that has done a deep dive over the years they started with 90210, which I was a big fan of. And then they moved on to Melrose Place. And then now they're on Dawson's Creek. And one of the hosts is a General Hospital fan. And when Jack Wagner comes on Melrose Place, she started talking about like old storylines. And I was like, oh, I remember all, because Jack Wagner was my first crush. And I remember, Felicia with her hair under the hat and he pulls it off. I was like, oh, she's a beautiful girl and they're going to fall in love. And they had a question about something that happened in the show. And I was like, I'm going to find that out. And I was looking it up and your podcast came up, one of the deep dives. I was like, wait, someone made a podcast with all this old information. Who are these people? And then I went on a trip and I couldn't sleep because the sheets were terrible in this bed. And I would just lay awake every night listening to all your old episodes until like you had become a part of my brain.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
so
I put you to sleep right away.
No, nothing. Well, that trip, nothing could put me to sleep. I mean, we were hiking in Zion every day and I was exhausted and I still couldn't sleep. And you know how your brain gets when it's like, so at least it's like, okay, well, at least I can listen to this long thing about Anna Devane. Like that will help me calm down. And it really did. It was very helpful. So now I talk about you guys like, oh, these ladies on the podcast, they said this, they said that. Oh, you're my ladies on the podcast.
Oh, that's so awesome.
That still blows our mind. But like,
I bet.
Yeah. That's how I talk about podcasts too, though. So I don't know why it does. And we have people write in. So, and I see what the stats are. So, but.
So we're out there, but when it's just the two of you talking, it can probably be easy to forget. And I'm sure you've edited out some amazing conversations we'll never know about that the two of you are like, oh, people can't hear that.
Not really. Much. Normally, it's just like the personal stuff. Like for as little bit that JD does guest star, there's a lot of times that I cut him out.
After all these years, our families still don't seem to understand, like, just leave us alone during this time, no matter what. It has been the most boring week in the world, but the second we sit down to record, one of them is like, hey, Mom, wait. Hey, honey, where's the blah, blah, blah? And you're like, seriously? Just leave me alone for an hour.
And I have mine on my family calendar. So it's like everyone has access to it. And I mean, and we're really consistent. Like now even when we were on Sundays recording, but I think that they've probably had a more difficult time because now we do the recap on Friday nights because we both realized that we really don't do anything on Friday nights. So why why are we doing Sunday afternoons? Why not just take advantage of our Friday nights? And then we try to do stuff like this during the week when we're able to, trying to take advantage of when no one else is in the house.
Right. I think that's a huge, right now, my husband's home, but also the 2 dogs and the 2 cats. So I had to remove all the animals and push them out because it's like somebody's going to interrupt. As soon as we get an Amazon delivery, it's going to be mayhem in here, but hopefully it won't be too bad. So I haven't watched this week because I didn't want to accidentally say anything. So I have kept myself pure. I have been sticking to my 1988 deep dive on Olivia Jerome. Anna's accused of killing her, but it might have been Cheryl, and poor Robert doesn't know. And it's so good, but it's also amazing to watch how much makeup everyone wore back then. People wake up in bed, full blush up to the ears, lipstick. People Olivia's in a coma. She's got so much eyeliner on. It's so crazy. And then Bobby
the blue eyeshadow.
Bobby, all the nursing staff, full face of Las Vegas showgirl makeup. It's crazy. And so you watch it now and you're like, oh, everyone looks kind of normal now. They look much better than I do when I'm just going to my local diner to have a sandwich. But at least they don't look like they were about to do a set at a nightclub. So it's so fun to watch it because it's so over the top in a way that it isn't anymore. I feel like we don't see how grounded the show has become almost. It's a little bit more normal life, I guess.
Yeah. That's a good point. That'd actually be a really interesting 411 to do also, is just the change in stuff like that. Because the style and how things were done. Because who was it? Steve Silverman, I think, when we were talking to him, he calls the 90s the beige years. Because now we're so blue. Everything is blue.
Everybody's, yes. Yeah.
But, and it started black and white. Oh my gosh, that'd be a fun 411.
Just the visuals, how things look, because that's funny that one of the episodes I was watching the other day, Lucy comes in and she's wearing this dress and Scotty turns to her and says, oh, you look gorgeous in brown. I was like, you look gorgeous in brown? Who's ever said that to somebody? I was like, she is wearing, oh, everyone's wearing brown. What is going on? It's 1988. Were we done with color already? Getting into the 90s, everyone was just done wearing colors. And Scotty's such a sleaze. It's so funny to watch. That old Scotty was the worst. He was so bad. I do miss him though. I hope wherever he got stashed away, they find him again. I don't know.
Yeah, because he just was not there anymore.
No, he was taking food to the pharmacist who was messing with Sonny's drugs. And then he gets grabbed from behind and dragged away. And then we've never seen him again. This gone.
Oh.
I mean, there's so many people like that where you're like, the last time we saw them and now they're just gone forever. I know, who was it? Ethan was on the airplane. And then that was it. He never got off the plane. There's so many people like that where they just went out the door and never came back in, got in an elevator. Original Drew got in an elevator and never came back. And I mean, who knows? I don't think he came back. I'm not a Drew is Shiloh person, but I can start I can see where people are getting that because this is very crazy. Oh,
it is. And it would have been different if he had come back from the helicopter issue, because the helicopter crashed. If he had returned to Port Charles this way, then you're like, okay, it is Drew. He just has brain damage because we always do that. And, it's almost like he's probably genetically more susceptible to a behavior change due to a head injury.
Right.
But he's not. He came back as Sweet Drew. And then what happened?
I mean, the only thing I can think they could spin it as is he went to prison and he got beat up. And then he went to Australia and came back after we found out Bobby had died. And that's when he started acting a little cuckoo. And then it's so did something happen in prison or was it something that happened in Australia? Did somebody snatch him in Australia in the outback and do something to him? I don't know, but it is fun to watch though. And I love the actor. That scene in the courtroom when he was testifying and how his face gets all stretched out. And it's him and Nina, their face acting is so incredible. Just watching them in background. If someone walks into a restaurant and they're in a background table, watch their faces. It's so good. They are doing extra work. They should get paid to be two characters because they're acting in the back and then they come forward and act a little bit more. It's so good.
Maybe talking
Amanda
about
loves
Scott.
Nina.
I like Nina better now. She's better. She's better. And the fact that she's supporting Willow even in her crazy makes me like her more, which is ridiculous, but I do. But maybe when Anna escapes, she can find Scotty, and then Scotty can come back and help Laura with all of her crazy that's going on.
Would you? Yeah, I mean, I could see a redemption story for Scott. I could see him. He was locked up in a basement and on Spoon Island, and then he's had a lot of time to think in there, and he's just ready to walk the straight line. Although then Liesel will show up, and then we could have a Liesel Laura thing, which actually could be fun. I like when they give fun things for the older actresses to do, and they're not just cookies or listening to Lulu's problems. Like, I love this storyline for Laura right now because she got into this little rut, and I'd love Scotty to come back and try to win her over. And I love that she found a dead body in her car. This is what soaps are about. And when you have really strong actresses of any age, I want to see them do stuff. I don't want to see them just listen to other people talk and have a cup of coffee. So I'm excited.
Yeah, it's kind of like where we were with Tracy for a while. She just kind of listened to everyone, and now she's coming back out, and you love her so much more whenever she's being the head of the family instead of just kind of standing around.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, and you guys are going to disagree with me about this, but the mess that Portia is making for herself is the most fun I've had with Portia in a long time. I want there to be a third dad. I want a third dude to show up. Like, it is, because Portia's, when she's nice, it's very boring. When she's making terrible choices, it's very interesting. And I feel like Trina can kind of get into that too, where I want to see these people make terrible choices because that's way more interesting than everybody being reasonable. Like, I love Chase and Brooklyn together, and they have wonderful married people conversations where they're sharing their feelings and hearing each other out and being honest. But then I also want them to do something wild. Like, I want Chase to break Willow out of prison. Like, I want something crazy to happen because that's why we watch the show, you know? So when Scott got thrown out of that airplane, that was good soap stuff. That was, that's what I'm looking for. So I want Portia to cause even more trouble for Curtis, because Curtis can be boring too. And I want her to really mess with him. I want her and Miss Wu to get together and do something. Like, let's go. Let's just all team up. Brad in there. I love Portia and Brad.
But then that means that Miss Wu would go against Curtis, and Miss Wu and Curtis have like a someone. I don't think she would do that though, unless I don't know. That's
what
good,
if
though.
What if
I
Miss
think that
Wu
Portia
and
just
Curtis
makes us
got
crazy.
Together?
Oh my!
They see, I'm a chaos agent. I want there to be a lot of problems.
I would be okay with that.
What did Miss Wu just do? What did Miss Wu just do? What was the
They had a conversation, and he tried to pay her to kill Drew, but then he changed his mind at the last minute, which I was like, oh man, I was really because I knew it was Willow. I knew it was Willow. I mean, come on, we all knew it was Willow.
Thank you.
But that little conversation, I was like, oh, what if it was Miss Wu? And she went and did it on her, like, personal services. I'm going to do the job for you. And he thought he had undone the money, but he didn't. And she actually did it and was like, okay, well, now you owe me big time. But then she didn't. It was just Willow. And it's like, oh.
Well, I was just thinking if they had gone down that, then they would have had to have gotten married because spousal privilege.
Yes.
And then they would have fallen in love.
And they could have adopted Brad, and then Curtis would be Brad's dad. And Brad would always be complaining to Brad.
But Brad is adopted. We just don't ever see his parents.
Let's bring them in. Maybe I'm just nostalgic for the Asian Quarter, but I'd like to see more Brad stuff. I'd like to see more Mrs. Wu. I'd like to see Curtis, because Curtis is so if you mess up, I'm done with you. He's so good at walking away from people, and it's great to have morals and values and stuff, but it's not interesting. And I think Jordan can do better, and I'm really bummed out about them getting together again. And I'm really hoping maybe Portia's going to need someone to represent her in court, and her hot brother comes back to town.
Yes.
Zeke. Remember Zeke? Why did they take Zeke away from us?
Oh,
because they just do that.
You're thinking about Zeke.
Yes.
Maybe Zeke and Taggart are hanging out.
Oh my God. Yes, let's bring them all back. They storm into
Yeah.
town and they're like, everyone's lost their minds. We're here to set everything straight. And maybe we have our shirts on. Maybe we don't. I can't say for sure.
I don't think they do. No.
I mean, if they're at the pool, what are you going to do?
We don't. It's okay.
It's posted in the rules by the pool. They have, no shirts, throw a drink, like all these things are allowed.
Yes.
That was I think my top scene from 2025 was Nina getting thrown in the pool. And when she screamed at that guy trying to help, I don't need help, thank you. She was so mad. It was like, let's throw Nina in the pool every summer. Let's do that.
It'll be like Lucy losing her clothes at the nurses' ball.
So yes. Which again, I was with you guys. I was glad we didn't go through that this time. We had enough drama at the nurses' ball. We didn't need her to. And as we get older, she looks great, but maybe we don't need to show all of that. I'm sure there's some Spanx under there. Nobody needs to see.
It would be comforting to see if she's wearing Spanx, though, because I mean, she's an absolutely gorgeous woman. But it would be nice to know that even Lynn Herring has had to move into Spanx territory.
But if she's not, that's going to make me even more depressed about.
Oh yeah. Well, maybe that's then for the best. Say like, we don't need you guys to know how good it looks down here, so we're gonna keep it right.
Oh,
That's fine.
I like the idea of Portia becoming more interesting. My only issue with Portia is if she's going to do something, whatever she does, she just needs to take responsibility for it and quit blaming it on Trina. Poor Trina is going to need therapy for the rest of her life because every bad choice that her mom made was for Trina's benefit.
Mm-hmm. And I think whenever you hear Portia talk about her, you can be like, wait, what child is she talking about? Because the Trina I know is a full adult college student who hardly ever sees her mom and lives somewhere else and does her own things. So she talks about her like she's a little girl and she's a big girl. So yeah, I agree with you. I like my villains to be upfront and like, I'm making these bad choices and I don't care what you think about it. And it's like, great, go for it. Let me watch the whole thing.
Right.
Well, she's the friend that you're always giving, like, that always comes to you for advice and then doesn't listen about any of it and then complains about the mess that she's making of her own life. And it's like, girl, literally said, quit sleeping with multiple guys. And you were like, oh, too bad.
I know. Well, and it's funny that friend who keeps giving her advice is Ava. So it's like, if Ava is your voice of reason, I mean, if Ava's telling you not to do something, she's probably because she's done it 1,000 times. Listen to Ava. Ava knows what she's talking about. I mean, the way Ava handled that whole like, oh, an escaped convict is in the living room. I'm just going to go with it. I'm going to tell this warlord I've been flirting with about this guy I saw. And she was cool as a cucumber, like didn't bat an eye. I don't know if it's Ava doesn't realize what's going on and she should be scared or if she just really doesn't care at this point.
She really thought that Sidwell was hiding Valentine. I don't think that she thought that Valentine was lying.
Yeah, I don't either. But it's like when you find yourself in the middle of something like that, your life has had to have been crazy up to that point for that not to, throw you off balance at all. Like she was just, okay, now this is happening. All right. Oh, I love it though. There's some people that you don't see for a long time and then they bring them back out and you're like, where have you been? Like I missed Ava. She was gone for a few weeks and it's like, I want to see her back in. And I know that we were generally Soraz is bad, but I almost do want them to Soraz Avery because I think she can be more interesting in the storylines if she's a little bit older, like maybe closer to Danny and Charlotte, that age group. Like if she can kind of join in on what they're doing, it might be more interesting, especially since she'll have the Sunny connection. I don't know.
Yeah. So that would be really good to have. I didn't even think about that. Have her age up to Danny, and then it'd be Jason and Sunny's kids are hanging out together.
What
if they date? It just occurred. Well, I thought that when Charlotte was getting the ride to Carly's with Danny, I was like, there's a little smile there. But you didn't watch when we had Kiki then.
I've gone back and watched because I went back and watched the Ryan comes back and pretends to be Kevin, and I watched that. So I got to know Kiki as someone who here's Kiki and then she gets murdered. So that's what I know about, and that's very sad. But I understand like that whole Avery is Ava's whole world because of all the mistakes she made with Kiki. And so she would, if an older Avery starts hanging out with boys and stuff, I can see Ava like completely snapping and, being very protective, but also very sneaky, like following her around and, maybe enlisting help to spy on her. Like I'm making bad choices to make good choices, that kind of parenting that sometimes these ladies do, where it's like, I want to be protective, so I'm going to do some sneaky stuff. And
that would be good.
Is there a cat?
There's
Amanda,
cats.
you're being surrounded by cats right now.
I'm sorry. There's no locking them out. There's too many of them, so they just run amok behind me.
That's fine. I did have to lock mine out because I have a very talkative one, and he would want to get involved in the conversation. So. So now that our big story, our big mystery is kind of solved, what do you guys see on the horizon as like, what's the next big mystery? Is it going to be whatever Valentine's up to? Is it going to be something with Sidwell and the peers? Like, I guess we have Anna locked in a basement. Like, that's a big mystery. And the fact that the head of the WSB is, I guess, involved in that is he undercover or is he like a traitor? Like, I don't know where that story is going.
I'm thinking that it's going to be Faison, and
of course.
But you just mentioning that because I didn't think about this either. I had said it like a little while ago. What if we brought back the DVX? What if the director of the WSB is actually a plant from the DVX because he's playing? We saw him last week with Sidwell and Brennan, and it seems like he's more on Sidwell's side. So what if he did infiltrate the WSB, but he's actually the DVX and Faison's back?
There you go. Because I was convinced that Brennan had taken Anna. I was convinced. I was like, yes, obviously, duh. This is one of mine where I'm like, it was Willow, duh. And obviously, Brennan took Anna and he hit her. And then when he didn't know where she was, it's like, did he forget he did that? And then when this other guy shows up, like, oh, maybe Brennan isn't a bad guy. Maybe everyone's telling Carly he's a bad guy and he's not. And she actually found like a mature love story. And now we're all asking him to ruin it for her. No? Okay. All right. That's fine. No. And I love Carly and Valentine. I love them. I think there's so much electricity and spark and warmth. And I think it would make Nina crazy. It would make Jason crazy. Like it would really shake up Port Charles. And so I'm kind of rooting for that to happen. I think it would be fun.
I just need him to rescue Anna first and have her be okay with it. Yeah.
That's true.
But you know what, though? Because Valentine's going to have to help Anna through losing Robert.
That's true. I mean, and that would be this is going to be another one where if Robin doesn't come back, it's going to be so weird. And I understand the actress isn't acting anymore, but
that's a different story. That's her dad,
It's going to, they'll have to do so, or they'll have to the funeral was in Australia and everybody went there and we didn't see it. And now we'll have a memorial here. Like they'll have to play it off like that. But watching those 1988 General Hospitals with Robert, I feel like he and Sean, they might have been a lot of off script stuff because there's a lot of stuff where they're talking and then all of a sudden they're just kind of joking around. And then the two of them, like you can tell the actors are laughing and not the characters. I was like, that must have been a lot of fun. I bet that was a good time to be on set with them. And he just is so charismatic and big. And it was fun to watch that. And it's, we all get old, we all pass on, but to watch those old Roberts is really, it's sweet to go back and look at that. And I hope he gets an amazing montage because that's what people deserve.
He does. I know I keep saying it, but they kind of really ruined it for everybody with Bobby.
Yeah.
And they did a great job with Monica. I think they did the best they could with Monica. Mm-hmm. But I mean, those are pretty big bars that they just set now for. And I mean, how could they have anticipated the amount of loss we were going to have in a single year?
Yeah. Oh, it's been a lot, and you can't to ask a show. I mean, but that happens in real life too. That you have these times in your life where it's like, wait, another person, another thing, you just feel overwhelmed. But would you want someone else to watch that? That would be a lot to ask. Come here and watch all the tragedies in my life. So, maybe they'll have a story where Robert was with Leslie and something. Like, let's do a combo.
We joked about that like the plane goes down and they both go. But at the same time, you're right. Like, it's real life, though. And the thing is we've dedicated our lives to watching this show. We need that closure of those people being done. I think that's probably one of the reasons why, like, most of us are so mad about the fact that they killed Luke off screen. Is like, no, like, that's, and now we're robbed of that in real life.
I've always wondered if that was the actor's request, because he left. Like, he didn't just leave the show, he left the country. And I wonder if he was like, I want this to be done. I want my story to be done. I don't want you guys to try to bring me back or anything like that. So I wonder if that was his choice, which is fine. And you want to respect that. But on the other hand, like you said, there are people who've been in this longer than I have. People who've been, they're still day one watchers who are around. And
that's crazy.
We put in the time. But the reason General Hospital is still on and all the other ones aren't is because people stick it out and deserve, when they take shortcuts or they drop plot lines. I understand why people get so mad, because it's like, I'm putting in the work here, guys. I'm showing up either every day or for 5 or 6 hours on the weekend straight while I'm trying to get other stuff done. And you guys, this is all you're going to give me? You're just going to throw Spencer overboard and we're never going to talk about it again? Like, that's not okay. You've got to, and I don't get to write the show and I don't want to write the show, but I at least want the show to respect the work that we've put in as fans. I get that.
I feel like if that was Anthony Geary's decision, though, I feel like we would have known that, because he did every now and again release
little tiny,
like a blurb or something, So I feel like after the backlash that came with his dying, that he would have been like, listen, it's kind of like Jonathan Jackson leaving, he was like, listen, this is not working for my family, and we're all like, darn you being a good husband and father. But like, we can all respect that a lot more. Not saying that we don't respect, we knew that he left, but I think that we all knew he wasn't coming back.
Would you guys be into a new Lucky, like a Greg Vaughn? I think Greg Vaughn's on another soap, but no, it can't be a different. Okay. All right.
Not now. Not now. Like, they went 10 years without one and brought back Jonathan Jackson and did this with Liz and have him rebuilding the relationship with Aiden. Not now. Yeah.
I just want more for Liz than listening to Willow and getting eye mites. I understand when they do that, and they did the weird thing with the guy from the video game or whatever. It's like, okay, they got to get paid. I mean, they got to stay on the air. They got to get paid. But Liz, and I've gone back and watched the things this woman has done, the mess, the nonsense, the being put in a psychiatric hospital, the faking who's dad of this baby and that. I mean, every baby, right? Every baby.
Well,
and that's fine.
No, not Cameron, because
Cameron was Cameron was.
Xander knew that Cameron was his. Okay, but
I didn't think she admitted that at first because of Emily.
She told Rick that it wasn't Rick's baby, but I don't think they told Xander for a while. I don't know that.
And then he died.
And then he died. So then she didn't have to worry about it. And she had him off screen. I went back and watched that because I wanted to watch the Panic Room stuff. And she was just gone and came back with a baby. And it's like, okay, that's an interesting choice. She went out of town and came back with a baby. And everyone's like, okay. So there's always this little thing where that could be some kind of secret baby switch, because she did not have that baby at General Hospital. Just saying. Just put that in the file.
No, because she didn't meet her husband until a couple years later. She didn't meet, because she's married to the guy who was Juan. Yes. So she didn't have kids until later.
I don't know why they did that, but she wanted to get away from Rick. And so she left town. And when she came back, she had the baby. And so I don't know, but that's just, if the writers want to go back in there and do something with that to just cause some more trouble, that could be a baby swap. That could be, I don't know, a clone baby. Who knows what we're doing at this point? I mean, I keep hearing Nathan's a clone. So this could be a clone baby. And y'all, Nathan was not in a coma. He and Lulu are coma buddies. Oh, we were both in coma. We don't know what Nathan was doing or where he was or anything. I don't think he was in a coma. I think he was just somewhere else, living his life, doing something, and then got like some kind of brain thing and now came back. But I think Lulu is in for a lot of big shocks in the next the next year when Maxie wakes up, when we
Yes.
find out that Nathan's a clone, or someone shows him a tarot card or clicks a pen and he wakes up and he does some bad stuff. He was not in a coma. Why? Everyone's just like, yeah, he was in a coma. We're not going to bother to find out any more information about this. We're just, you were dead. You came back. Welcome back to your life. It's fine. Here's your son. Here's a badge. Here's a gun. Go to town.
Right.
They did kind of drop the clicky pen thing. I love that you just referenced that because we were obsessed with that clicky pen. And they really did just, I mean, once they killed that guy.
Yeah. Liesel's right
it was
there.
Just done. Yeah.
Give
That
Liesel
was
a
Liesel
pen
and
and a
Scott.
tarot
That's how they
card.
got together, right? Yeah.
Liesel needs to be asking. I know she's just happy her kids are back, but Liesel, you know about clicky pens. You know about tarot cards. You know about brain swapping. Ask some questions, Liesel. This is not okay. Nathan was buried in a grave at a funeral, and now he's just alive and walking around, and everyone's fine. Every time he's in a conversation, I keep thinking, no, I wouldn't be able to do this. I would be like, but you died. But you died. But you died. Are you sure?
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be good on a soap opera because I would just, we're real people. So we'd constantly be like, wait, what's going on? You can't throw your drink in here. There'd be a lot of questions. Just people wearing their shoes in their houses always gets me. Like, why are you walking around in your shoes? Take your shoes off. Be barefoot. Get comfortable.
I wish I could throw drinks at people the way they do at soaps. That would be great. Every time someone makes me mad, just whoosh, done.
You should do it just once. Like, don't do it at the end of your meal. So you're about to leave.
And it wouldn't be an alcoholic drink because I don't want to waste a yummy alcoholic drink. It's just some good water's fine.
Yeah, it's like $12. You can't throw $12 at somebody.
Right.
That's crazy.
Well, it depends on who it is, though. So, like, if it's someone that when I was a bartender, I was working during the day one time, and our restaurant was next to two hotels. And it was like a family restaurant that, like, I just worked in the bar, like, as the bartender. And during lunch one time, there was this couple that would come in, and they would also go to the hotel. Oh. And apparently he was married, and she sure as heck threw a glass of wine in his face one day.
Yay!
Oh, red or white?
It was white. Unfortunately, it was white. But I was going to be like, here, take the bottle. No. But, so he bought the wine that then got thrown in his face. So if you're going to do it, make sure the person is paying for it.
They paid for it first. Yeah. Yeah. So that was one of my favorite scenes, and where I'm like, okay, I think we all wanted Willow to go full Nell, but that didn't quite happen. But when she was kind of standing back and watched the drink get thrown at Drew, and she like went like that, I was like, oh, that's good. Let's do that. I want her in the background rolling her eyes, or like Drew's talking and she's like doing that, like childish, petty, like Esme almost. Like, let's get mean. I want to see her lose it, but in that way where she's just acting like a totally different kind of person, just being real, like at the hospital, patients like making fun of them and complaining about them. And so Liz can be like, you don't usually talk like that. What's going on? And kind of start figuring out, oh, she's not who I thought she was.
Oh.
But
Shannon, did you watch Monday? Sorry.
See, that's what I was going to say. I haven't watched, but I've seen
we're not talking about it.
It's so frustrating because you see these little pictures and you're like, I'm not watching, but here's a picture on the internet. And then also people put AI stuff up where it's like, it'll be an AI thing of like, somebody like Brad strangling Drew, and you're like, what? That's not going to happen. Why would that happen? Why would I believe that? And what are you getting out of making this fake content? Like, that's what I don't get, is people making fake content. What do they get?
I think it's just the next level of fan fiction. I mean, it's like people have blogs with their own stories written out, but it's very clearly labeled like this is a fan fiction thing. And I think just with AI, it's a little bit more difficult because, like on TikTok, you have to check the box that this is AI content. I don't look at it. I sometimes think that these little animals are together, and it's not until like one of them has two heads for a second that you realize that it's fake.
There's so much that, like, with because I do volunteer work at the animal shelter, I get on Facebook a lot of those little reels, and it's like someone throwing a dog out of a car, and you're supposed to look at it and be sad, and it's like there's like 3 dogs and they're stuck together, and you're throwing all 3 of them out of the car. And it's like, what? I mean, do you? I guess they think we're stupid. I don't know, but it really, like, my weird thing where I complain about AI at my house all the time because it's like it's just garbage to trick people, and that makes me mad. I don't like it.
Yeah.
It bums you out. I'm constantly fighting it with my kid. I'm just like, he'll tell me he saw something. I was like, okay, where did it come from? Who made it? Why did they post it?
Yes.
Like going through all that checklist. It's so frustrating.
Well, especially at that age, because I mean, and it just like really snuck up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it just, because my son just graduated from college with a degree in animation, and he and I talk about AI all the time. Because I'm like, I apologize when I use it for certain things. And he's like, if you're using it as a tool, it's like he's parenting me. But he's like, if you're using it as a tool, it's fine. He's like, if you're using it to completely replace, I was like, well, sometimes I use it to make like my infographics or something like that, because it's just a heck of a lot easier. But I clean it up, I check it. And he's like, yeah, he's like, but you're not, because I'm worried, because I mean, he says also like they're stealing art from actual artists, like they're scanning the internet and pulling artists without permission, like with all that stuff, and they're just taking it all together. And so I told him, I was like, well, don't have your art online then, you know, don't have it public, have your portfolio website be private, so the only people who can see it are the ones with the direct link and stuff like that. But then it's absolutely crazy, because like my husband used to do well, he still does graphic design, but like not, his job used to be actually like graphic designer, and for job interviews they would have them do different spec projects. That's a way to get free work out of them. So it's like, oh, here's a case study, you know, that like, here's a client, show us what you would do. Well, in the meantime, they're just getting free work out of people who want a job. Yeah, you know, but now they don't even need that part. They just go to AI and they steal it, and it needs regulated.
Oh yeah. I mean, I was a high school teacher before I had my son, and I look at what's going on in the classrooms now. It's like, I don't think I taught English, and I know that these kids are using AI to write their papers, and it's like, and there's stuff to combat it, but these kids are one step ahead with the technology. And I know that's not what I want to spend my day doing, is explaining to children why they need to use their brains to think original thoughts, and why that's so much more interesting and important than using something you found on the internet. So I volunteer with animals instead and watch General Hospital. So
there you go.
So anything else as far as like exciting things that you're looking forward to with stories? Anything you guys are looking forward to talking about? What gets you guys pumped up to do the podcast?
Ooh, oh my gosh, question. We've never been asked that.
Yeah, right.
I mean, other than talking to each other, it's probably...
How did you know what I was going to say? I'm like, I feel like that's the cliche though, but it really is. It's like during the week, even if it's like one small thing, it's like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to talk to Amanda about that, you know?
Well, that's how I think we are as fans when something happened. And when Portia was on the stand and had to reveal that she'd had an affair and maybe someone else's, I was like, oh, I can't, they're going to be so mad. I can't wait. Like when the new Emma came on and you guys were kind of on different sides about whether you liked the actress or not, or whether you liked the way the character was being portrayed. I thought it was really interesting. And it's like, yeah, one, you can disagree and still be friends, obviously, and it's just a show. But it's also fun to hear different perspectives and points of view of people who are enjoying the same thing, but in like slightly different ways sometimes. So that's why when something happens on the show, I was like, oh, I bet Amanda's going to say this and Shannon's going to say this. And I really, or if something happens with Leo, I was like, oh, I know what's going to happen next week. We're going to talk. And so it's exciting to see, to like watch the show and then go to the podcast to hear what you guys have to say about it. So, and then we do go crazy. Aww. I'm sure all of us at home. If you miss something, I was like, oh, I thought they were going to talk about this and they didn't. Well, now I have to write them a crazy email.
Yes. But like, we appreciate that though, because I can't even tell you, there's so many times when I'm editing, I'm like, oh my gosh, how did we not talk about this? And it's, yeah.
That's
all right. So I answered the question, Amanda. What about you?
Yeah, I know. She answered the question for you, but okay. No, it is
what I was going to say. I'll think of something else.
I mean, it is obviously that aspect because we really do not talk about it all week. So it's a genuine reaction. So when I'm yelling at Shannon that she's wrong, that it's like true. That's what's happening. It's not just for the theatrics. But besides that, I think the news storylines, like for everyone else, like all the WSB stuff, like I'm still so confused by most of it. Yeah. And so as much as I don't like Brennan and he annoys me, I'm like, I just need to figure it out. Like, why are we doing this? What's going on? So that draws me in. And then just the stuff with the older characters, like you said, like just getting to see them using their full potential whenever they let Laura have a good storyline or whatever, that I'm like, okay, yeah, this is why I've been watching it for 100 years and I'll never stop because I just love it. So
that's cool.
And I think that I mean, I know we all know that I nerd out, but I think that that's also part of it though, too, is like when they start. So like, I mean, this whole phase on thing, you know, I mean, we kind of started talking about him because of the cartel. And why did we even start on the cartel? I can't even remember why we did that whole backstory. Like we did the whole 411 series about the cartel.
Or were we just doing the 5 families and then that drug us into...
No.
I don't know how we got to it.
But for some reason, we wound up doing the cartel, you know, and then because it's been on for so long, and then there's also so many things that like we didn't watch, you know, that we didn't get to experience. And then they mentioned something and we're both like, wait, what? We don't know about that. And so then to deep dive it, and especially like probably one of my favorite non-cast but celebrity interviews was Vincent Irizarry, because he actually listened to our Anna Devane series and he was like, it was so fun listening to Amanda, having been an All My Children fan, re-watching it, but then me experiencing it for the first time decades later, you know, with all this other stuff, and then obviously being able to talk to him about it was kind of cool. But you know, I think that there's always just something to discover, whether it's, you know, we're going in a new direction with this. I really like the guessing and the theorizing and stuff like that. I'm sure that does not shock anyone. So I think that it's just that too, is that, I mean, that's why we started the show, is because this is how we started having these conversations. And then it's like, okay, there have to be other people out there that are talking like this. And then you guys writing in your theories and everything, because I now snooze anytime I see like an email pop up from somebody. I snooze it until Friday, so that way I don't read it until like we are actually recording. And that too. That way I'm also not thinking like that's it, because you always hear like you know, like musicians and everything, and it's always, you know, music is always influenced by other music, you know, there really is not like an actual pure original thought. You know, so it's like we're all borrowing from each other, but I definitely don't want my theory that I'm going in through the week with having been from something else that I read from somebody's email.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. That like, was that my idea or was that an idea I took from some? Yeah, that makes sense. And that just made me think, okay, this ties it all together. What if Faison is AI? They made an AI Faison.
Oh my gosh.
So he's like a virtual, like he's a computer program that is like self-intelligent, and he can interact with Anna, and she'll think he's alive, but he's just like a program someone wrote. And then you'll need like Spinelli or somebody to come in and battle the program like a Tron thing.
We need the one that gives Spinelli a story, so we're good.
We need Wiley in his glasses. You can fight him.
Wiley will have the controller. Spinelli will be in the game with Faison.
We can have Jacinda in there too, because she's the champ.
And everyone's like, why did everyone stop watching General Hospital? They did this really crazy. I mean, it was like people got through that alien thing. I don't know if you guys were watching. You were probably too young, but when they had the Casey the Alien on, and we all watched that, and we were fine with it. So why not put them in a video game with a Faison and fight him?
Didn't watch it, but aware of it. That would be really interesting. It didn't occur to me that, well, because they've already done it though twice now, where Faison had the fake mask. Because remember this, like there was the first time they did it, and then the second time it was Duke.
Duke.
Oh no, Faison was disguising himself as Duke.
Wasn't there also Luke? Wasn't Luke, or was that Luke's imagination that he was Faison? Remember with the fluke, and there was a mask, but it was actually Faison?
That was Duke. I thought that was Duke.
I thought there was also one with Luke. Remember when Luke was bad and like they rescued him from the mental institution, but it wasn't really him? And then I thought Faison was involved in
when
that
he was
too.
in, was Luke ever Faison?
Oh, I get to watch a Google. It's a live Google. I'm watching it in real time.
This is how it is every week.
Yeah, because Faison was impersonating Luke at one point, and evil Luke was later collaborating with Faison, creating a complex web of villainy and deception that defined major story arcs.
Yes, it was. I think it got very complicated to where then it was just Luke, but Luke was being Bill Eckert or something. Like it was like in Bill Eckert's house, and I don't know. It was. I just read about it. I didn't watch it, and I was like, I don't understand what's happening.
That was February of 2014. So it was like a year and a half before Anthony Geary left. So I wonder if that has anything to do with it, that they were like, I don't remember when we found out that Anthony Geary was leaving. I don't feel like it was that far in advance, but maybe the show knew. So they're like, oh,
They
let's
might have
just bring
known.
everything back
Yes,
and we'll
let's
just
do
tie it all in.
of it. Yeah, let's do all of it. So I wouldn't want that because that was confusing. But I could see them doing some kind of AI thing where you could bring the actor who played Faison back, but not have him be alive because we all know his brain is in a jar, which I think is going to be the new It's Monica's House. Everyone's saying his brain is in a jar. His brain is in a jar.
Doesn't
Like
mean
we could do
anything.
a daytime drinking game where every time someone says his brain is in a jar, you take a drink.
They do transplants of all kinds now.
Oh,
Maybe it's a brain
Maybe.
transplant. Maybe that,
his
maybe
brain
that
is
is
in,
his brain in a jar, but he was transplanted with a new brain.
or his
And
brain is in a
because of
Nathan.
Andre's memory mapping, he now has Faison's memories.
I was trying to explain memory. My son 2 summers ago broke his collarbone, was so kind of trapped with me. He couldn't get, so I was like, one day I forced him to listen to me explain brain mapping to him. He was like, what? I don't know. No, please no.
Is he like, Mom, it's a show?
Listen, I have had to hear for years about Minecraft stuff when he was younger. So if I had to hear all the stories about Minecraft, he can hear about brain mapping.
Oh, that's funny.
Exactly.
Well, I'm kind of
That's really-
excited about Molly and Cody. I just hope it doesn't get boring now that they're together. It's hard when they do these relationships where it's all this interest and excitement when they're getting together, and then they get together, and then it's like, I guess we'll go to Bobby's and talk about how much we like each other. Like it can get dull. So I want there to be some excitement mixed in with, the two of them together, because I think it's a really good pairing. Sometimes they don't get these things right, and I think they've gotten this one right.
Mm-hmm. What do you think would be an exciting story for them? They're also going to have to deal with Robert's death because that's his uncle.
Yes,
and
that's true.
That is still her boss because he is still the ADA.
That's true. That's true.
Turner, get out of Robert's office.
I mean, I would love Cody to get the stuff back from Drew. Drew stole all that stuff. It's still somewhere. Cody is not above picking a lock, sneaking in somewhere, doing stuff a little shady. And I think Tracy knows she's got a Cody in her back pocket that she can use. I would love to see him do that. And then, now he's got a girlfriend who's an assistant DA. Is she going to look the other way? Is she going to help him? Is she going to have to be there when he's on trial for stealing all the stuff from Drew's storage container? Like what's going to happen with that? So I could see that being a storyline. But I'm like, I don't want the sad stuff. So I know they have to do a nice tribute to Robert, but I don't want to be sad. So it's like, okay. I don't like crying. I don't like tears. So I want to get to the fun stuff or the crazy stuff. So I know we have to deal with it. It's part of life, but
yeah.
I like the idea for Molly and Cody. I just don't think that we're going to get anything good from them. Sadly, I think they're going to take us down the same storyline. Like 6 months from now, she's going to accidentally, miraculously end up pregnant, and it's going to go from there.
No, what I was hoping was that somehow things get maneuvered and she ends up with Scout.
That would be nice. Yeah,
wouldn't that be nice? Because she's in a stable relationship. She's got a good job. She's young enough. Like I could see things being like Drew loses custody and she gets custody. And it's like, I think that would be good. And that would make some interesting storylines too, because now all of a sudden Cody would be kind of a dad and a dad of a girl. So it's not like horseback riding with James. It's I need you to help me make beaded necklaces, and we're going to talk about K-pop demon hunters, and you're going to listen.
Well, considering he named the dog Princess Pie without anybody else's influence, I feel like he would be such a good girl dad.
Yeah,
and that's like that. That's the kind of stuff that they have Cody doing that I love. I do love that.
Yeah.
Is it nap time?
Yeah. The cats are all sleeping around me. I'm like, you guys are making me tired.
I know. It's cold outside and you're inside and it's snug and warm. Yeah. Well, this was so much fun. This is a good, anything else we need to wrap up or last questions or?
Okay, so we just finished up talking with Kim part 1 because right at 53 minutes, she asks that beautiful question. So is there anything else we should talk about? And then we continued for another 50 minutes.
We always
just going to stop. right there.
Yeah, I was going to say, we always say, I could just talk to her forever. In this case, we did.
Yes, we did. So we are going to stop right there for this week and pick up next week. But yeah, I mean, we just get so wrapped up in these conversations. I mean, our own, weekly recap, sometimes we don't realize how long it goes. And then we're like, shoot, what the heck are we going to cut? Like, we can't.
Right.
And so sometimes they go a little bit longer. But yeah, it was fun. If you want to be one of our fan spotlights and talk to us for anywhere from 15 minutes to 2.5 hours, just go to our website, generalhospitalpodcast.com. There's a link for you there. And join us on Monday as we recap this week's shows.
Have a good weekend.
And we'll meet at the pier.
If you enjoyed today's show, we invite you to go to pier54podcast.com to subscribe on your favorite platform. Don't forget to leave us a review.
And you can also follow us on many social media channels. Just search for Pier 54 Podcast. Also, we are not perfect, so if there is something that we missed or messed up, just let us know by emailing us at pier54podcast@gmail.com.